Time. What is time? What if you could control time or change time? Time is related with the future. The future? What's the future? What if you could change the future? Oh wait, is that the wrong game? What is up, guys and girls? Roy here, and today we are reviewing The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask for the 3DS. This game is great, let me just say that. Props to the people who made it because they did an outstanding job of porting Majora's Mask from the N64, making it look better on the 3DS, and I mean, it's really, really good actually. I really enjoy it. It's a great game. If you haven't picked it up yet, all I'm going to say is that you should pick it up now if you're a Zelda fan. If you're not a Zelda fan, try and see if this might fit you and you might be able to get into Zelda through this game because it is such a good game. But there are some flaws within this masterpiece of a 3DS game. Let's get right into it. The Legend of Zelda, a series revered for its amazing, just outstanding stories that really immerse us in this amazing world. But Majora's Mask has such a crazy story. Do we still feel immersed? Yes, actually. It's unthinkable how the developers pulled this off. But when I play this game, I feel completely immersed in it. Not literally like Oculus Rift or anything like that, but I feel immersed in the story, even though it's a crazy, not usual fantasy kind of story. The story of Majora's Mask is quite simple. You run into this kid, he's wearing a mask, he gets kind of pissed at you because he's trying to rob you and you wake up and you don't like that he's robbing you, so he gets pissed at you, and so he steals your horse and turns you into a Deku Scrub. And so then you walk and you find this town, and you look up and boom, right there from the get-go, there's a huge moon. No one tells you there's a moon there, you just look up and boom, there's a moon. And you don't know what the heck is happening. This moon has a face, it's really close, and you start talking to the townsfolk and you realize that in 3 days, the moon will fall and destroy everything. So what do? You're a helpless Deku Scrub. Well, for 3 days you're helpless. You walk around, you're doing quests for people to try and stop the moon from falling. And on the third day has come. You go up to the tower where the moon is basically about to destroy everything. And you talk to Skull Kid, you confront him. And you realize that that mask is pretty much possessing him. That's what is happening. He's able to pull down the moon because that mask is taking him over. So you try to shoot the mask off. That doesn't work. So basically, he just takes you down, and he starts laughing at your face. He's holding your ocarina that he stole from you, and what you do is you blow a bubble, and you blow it, and it hits the ocarina, and you knock it over. You grab it, play the song on time, and boom, time reverses 3 days ago. And you have no idea what happened, but you're human again, and you have a mask of a Deku Scrub. Now it's your quest to keep the moon from falling. I will not spoil it farther than that, but it's such an amazing story that it gets really good, guys, honestly. Like, the ending is amazing. It's a great story. It's very awesome to look up and see the moon. Just like, it's kind of like, I mean, you constantly have that feeling of fear just because you know the moon is right there. And what I like best about Majora's Mask 3D is the improved graphics make the moon look scarier. The 3D adds even more immersiveness to it. The 3D is amazing in this game. I played most of the time with my 3D on, which I've never done before with a 3DS game. But I will tell you guys that this story is absolutely amazing. Almost every Legend of Zelda game has the most perfect, crisp gameplay ever. Only rarely are we let down. I'm looking at you, Skyward Sword. Anyways, I mean, gosh, the controls on this are absolutely perfect. The circle pad is still not the ideal analog stick. We really should, I mean, for the 3DS, it's perfectly fine. It's not that big a deal for games like Majora's Mask 3D, but the circle pad is a tiny bit unresponsive just at some points. But other than that, the controls are great. That's all I want to get out of the way of this gameplay part so I can get into the real gameplay. Let me tell you, Majora's Mask 3D has some great mechanics and great solid gameplay all around. The main mechanic in this game, but there are plenty, but the main one is that in Ocarina of Time, this is the sequel to Ocarina of Time, right? So in Ocarina of Time, the main gameplay mechanic was that you would play songs in these ocarinas and it would teleport you where you need to go, and you could change time by, like, you could become older and younger to get into certain temples. And that was a pretty cool gameplay mechanic. In this game, you have masks of people that you've helped move on. So you put them on and boom, you become that species. I mean, I would say those people, but you're a completely different Goron when you put on Darmunia's mask. So, I mean, there's really no theory for that. But I mean, it's a really cool gameplay mechanic. Like, to get to the rock temple, you're gonna have to put on the Goron mask and roll there, or to get to the water temple, you're gonna have to put on a Zora mask, become a Zora, and it's really great. I really love this, and oh my gosh, this is totally where Majora's Mask shines. I loved it. It's so just crisp, awesome, and it just looks really good as well. But well, more about that later. Let us talk about the awesome side quests. Side quest, my friend. Majora's Mask 3D has it all. Side quests are amazing. They are a lot of fun to collect. They're hard too to do with them all. If you want to 100% this, good luck, my friends. It took me a while to 100% this, but I finished a while ago, and it was really awesome and a lot of fun. Now, here is the biggest flaw with the port of this game. Nintendo really wanted this game to be for a mainstream audience. And because the N64 version was really hard, the N64 version never got to that mainstream audience, whereas this version definitely did. But Nintendo made it an easy game. I know. Majora's Mask was originally a hard game to play. I mean, it was a lot of fun once you got into it, but it was still challenging, really hard to do certain things. But now they have a lot of ways to make it easier. The charm of the darkness kind of cuts because of that, because the challenge in the game just makes you feel even more helpless, and so that kind of does ruin the game a bit for me. I mean, this is just an opinion of mine, but I just liked it better when it was more challenging. But that's pretty much one of the only cons for this amazing game. Now let's move on to the presentation and tell you guys how good it looks. Yeah, this game looks really good. I played The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask when I was a kid, and I really enjoyed it. I never beat it though. It was too hard. And I can proudly say that the Majora's Mask 3D is the superior version of these two games, which lands it a 9 out of 10. It's not as hard as I'd like it to be, but it does ease up a bit for newcomers. And I'm really excited to give this game that high of a score because it is so good. If you guys have not seen it yet, I implore you, please go buy it. It is totally worth the $40 or maybe $30 that you can get used. It is so good. Go and buy it right now. hope you enjoyed my Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D review. If you did, there's actually a button for that. It's down below. It has the thumbs up icon right there. Be sure to click it. That shows your support. If you have a game you want me to review, comment it down below. And if you have any opinions about this review or anything I said, I'd love to hear them. And be sure to comment those as well. If you're new, definitely smack that subscribe button or click the annotation on screen. Be sure to follow me on Twitter for updates on live streams and videos and just to hang out with me. And follow me on Twitch for live streams. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. And I'll see you all later. Have a great day. Goodbye.